So every now and then I get these comments that say Speedform Germany, Speedform Italy, Speedform Ireland or something. And I think a lot of these people don't realize that you need admin tech to form these nations, and it's much easier to grab the land than to grab the admin tech, because it's just a waiting game after you've taken everything you need. But you know what? Screw it. I'll do it. I'll Speedform Ireland. Also, a quick reminder that only like a quarter of you are subscribed, and my lofty goal this time is to hit 50,000 subs, eventually. And for that, I want to celebrate with a mega campaign, so if you'd like to see those, then you know what to do. Anyway, as per usual, 1,000 likes on this video would be great, and let's get started. Ulster, Iron Man, let's go. Now, you might be wondering, Corbett, how are you going to speedform a nation that requires admin tech 10? Well, here's the secret. We don't. I think it's a pretty interesting challenge to try and take all the provinces I need to form a nation and basically fill out every other requirement, but because I think the admin tech requirement is stupid for most formables, I'm just deciding to ignore it. So unfortunately, while I won't be able to click the decision, I will have functionally formed the nation, just without having to wait the extra years, which will keep today's video from becoming a waiting simulator, and hopefully it'll create a sense of urgency because now there's no minimum time limit. So let's start off by dealing with the estates. Alright, I took all of my point privileges and I sold my titles. This should be a pretty short run, so it doesn't really matter if I do these things. By the way, the reason I'm playing Ulster is because there's like a somewhat decent sort of chance that Scotland might try and invade Ireland, and they'll almost always try to do that through Ulster if they can. Sometimes they'll go after the other two, which is also annoying, but so long as I have this straight, I can defend it, scourge it, you know, all that stuff required to defend against crossings, and that just makes future wars much easier. I'll start with one rival, which will end up being this guy right here, and I'll go for that claim. I'll also go for the claim over here, and we're not going to be really using allies, to be honest. Let's hope for a decent general here. I think I'll keep my mill points. I might want those for Tech 4. Of course, I'll also focus on mill. And now it's time to wait for a claim. I don't know if it counts as a sort of maybe possible exploit, but in this patch, the AI tends to really not build a lot of troops. I mean, pretty much every OPM just drops to 1,000 or 2,000 men for practically no reason that I can figure out. So I guess lucky for me to be able to do this on like the easiest possible patch. And our claim is ready. So let's get started. I can ask for a little bit of mill access from someone around here. I'll go beat up this guy as well. Okay. Sligo has decided to join the Trade League of Lubeck. Why would you do this? Desmond as well? You have to be kidding me. Well, that'll be fun when we get to it. Oh, sweet mother of RNG, please let me win these forts. Ah, finally. Alright, let me claim this province real quick. And now it's time for this war over here. Well, turns out Leinster actually had 0 men to start with, so, I mean, I guess that makes my life much easier. Alright, nice, that first war is done. I'll go ahead and annex you. And yoink. And since this is coastal land here, galleys are slightly more effective, and I would like to build just a couple of them. Alright, siege number 1 done. That means I can declare war on Tyrconnell and start working on Ormond here. And I'll annex you. And I need to build a couple of regiments. So let's take our measly small 13 ducat loans from burghers, and let's hire a couple of men. Okay, siege down there is done, you'll love to see that. So now I can get myself this province over here. And once these sieges are done, we'll have to deal with the problem tags. You two, which are both allied to Scotland, and both of you, which are part of a trade league. Fortunately, I can declare war on Kildare here, which will allow me to full annex Desmond without dealing with the whole Lubeck situation. But I can't say the same for Sligo. Or Sligo, you know, however it's supposed to be pronounced. Alright, siege number 1. And it's time for Tech 4, which will be very useful against Scotland if they ever decide to cross. And I mean, we may as well get started. We have the tech advantage, so... And yoink. And we declare. We have the tech advantage, so no general necessary. Of course, can't forget to drop that war exhaustion. And yoink. So that's actually going to allow me to grab this, which would give me claims on other people, but I mean, at this point, we're a little late, so it doesn't matter. Alright, I'm gonna gamble a little bit on this battle here, and I think we're gonna win it. Don't forget, eventually we will have rebels, which will become a problem sooner or later, so I can deal with those pretty easily like this, and eventually I will try to state everything and reduce those rebellions. At this point, I'll try and hire a general, because there's like a maybe sort of small % chance that he'll get a siege pip. Darn. At least he's better than the king. Okay, so now we get to the fun part. I've built up enough galleys and ships to try and contest Scotland's navy. Who knows how this is going to work out, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. So until Scotland is able to break through my blockade here, I feel relatively safe on the island. The one issue, of course, is how are we going to get Scotland out? Well, I'll get there when I get there. Alright, I've started to take some pretty bad loans again, so I'm going to sell the titles here, and then I'm going to put myself in more debt to the burghers. But these loans are 22 ducat loans, which are at least a little bit better. So I can repay this 4% one, and I'm going to try and get rid of these little 13 ducat ones as well. Man, I am just not having a good time on the siege here. Holy. Well, at least I can annex Desmond. Oh my god, finally. Okay, full annex for you. That'll give me claims on these guys over here, particularly this dude. Now, the problem with Munster is, of course, they have a level 3 fort. Thanks for making my life that much harder. So, to try and solve a bit of that problem, I'm actually going to go ahead and state a little bit of land here. Did you know, fun fact, if you have a claim on something, it also makes it easier to state. Maybe you didn't know that, but yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's going to try and improve a little bit of my force limit, just that I don't pay too much in overage fees. And with my additional little bit of money I have here, I'm just going to go ahead and hire a free company. And these two combined should be enough to at least get started on this fort. And then we have the most annoying problem, which will likely take the longest to fix, and that's going to be dealing with Sligo. This guy who decided to join a trade league and ally absolutely no one else in Ireland. So we're actually just going to have to attack them and wait a very long time. Hey, last jousting tournament. Nice. I'm gonna try and just clear out a couple of ships at least, just a few here. And yeah, I was pretty certain you were gonna do that, so let me just block you off real quick. Ooh, and that fleet scares me a little bit. Might be able to win this, maybe, as long as no one reinforces. Oh, that's not good. But we won the siege. Hey, that's all I need. Okay, hold on. I'll just go ahead and full annex you. Thank you very much. And I'm going to get rid of your fort because, goddamn, that's expensive. And now comes the time for the Great Defense, and a gift from Denmark. Wow, that's kind of nice. Anyway, it's time for me to do the unthinkable and scorch the capital, because I have to bait Scotland into fighting me somehow, and that's best done by convincing them that I'm not home. In the meantime, I can also just begin this war because, boy, is this going to take a long time to get through. Oh, what a shame you decided to try and cross the strait. And just to add a little bit of insult to injury, oof. Full stack wipe. 0 men left. That was the whole army. So at this point, we're basically just back to our waiting simulator. Here we go for round 2. You guys really like to make my life easy, don't you? Oof. And once again, it's loan time. Yeah, that'll just about do it. Hey, the siege is done, but you know what won't be done? The war. For like 6 years. So in the meantime, oh no. We might have to declare on England. Hey, guess who's allied with 2 other massive naval powers? Yeah, you guessed right. Well, this should be fun. Basically, the only objective we can hope to accomplish here is to occupy Pale for so long that England doesn't even care about it anymore. Hey, look at this guy trying to land back onto his own province. Be a lot cooler if you didn't do that, thank you. But they're going to anyway, okay. Well, that wasn't so bad. Hold on. Wait a second. Something here ain't right. Fortunately, this is still scorched for another 3 years, so we'll be fine on this crossing, pretty much like all the time. Thanks for the free win, idiot. And for an extra special screw you, I'll sacrifice my navy to stack wipe you. Oof. Yeah, just another 23 of those and I'm sure we'll be good to go. Alright, now I have enough to get myself nobility in the officer corps, so I can maybe get possibly slightly more manpower, sort of, kind of, maybe. Who am I kidding? A Slacken's gonna give me like, maybe 1,000. Not even worth the mill points I would spend on it still. Okay, let me go ahead and repay some of these older loans. Gotta sell some titles to make that possible. Alright, England's coming back. This time they managed to avoid the problems with the strait crossing. Probably because they have high maneuver, but nonetheless, we'll still probably be fine on this terrain. Alright, let's take care of that. I'm actually just going to try and do a little bit of something cheeky here. Keep them from crossing so that I can try and wipe them just a little bit here. Oh, we're not fighting each other for some reason. That's actually kind of weird, but okay. I'll just wipe this army real quick, and then I'll have to deal with Portugal, which will probably require another merc stack, so you guessed it. More loans. Rip. Full stack wipe. Now we're fighting against Portugal, and Portugal currently... yeah, they're on Tech 4. Well, we'll see how this goes, I guess. Big problem is Castile and Portugal finally deciding to come along in here. That's obviously not very good. But because they don't have a crossing to retreat to, that means we do have stack wipe potential, which I'm going to try and use to my advantage. And there goes Portugal. Rip. Castile's also going to try and pull something real quick. So let's try and deal with that. Alright, looks like a solid win, so let's move over here. I don't know if that's going to be a stack wipe, though. Don't really want to risk that not being a stack wipe. This is gonna be painful, but I don't really have too much of a choice. I'm gonna go ahead and sacrifice one cog. Yeah, there he goes. But this should end up with a stack wipe. I will sacrifice one more cog for the cause. There we go. Stack wipe. Beautiful. Oh god, the English are coming. Okay, hold on. Also, probably time for more mercs. Again, yeah, it's not a good time for us right now. Actually, hold on everyone. Wait, we've won the war. Finally. Oh my god, finally. There it is. England has been pushed out of Ireland. Now I just have to deal with these guys. And rip Lubeck. So you may have been asking, hey Corbett, how do you expect to win this war when obviously you're going to need a 100% peace deal to full annex this country which I can't pronounce? Well, something you may have not been aware of is that if you're at war with someone and you have fully occupied them for a very long time and they don't think their allies are going to come and save them, then they will actually unconditionally surrender to you. You know, like this button right here? Yeah, sometimes the AI actually does that. And that is what we see right here, which will allow us to finally pick up our final province. So there we go, we have conquered Connacht, we have united the clans, and we have gone beyond the Pale. Well, we haven't gone beyond the Pale, but we took the Pale. And so now I have every single requirement needed to form Ireland except for the admin tech cost, which is why I think the admin tech cost is a really stupid thing. But regardless of that, we've done it in about 14 or so years, sort of. Technically less than that because it's not November yet, but, you know, fighting against unbelievable odds and somehow coming out alive in the end. I mean, the Crown land sucks, we have like 345 ducats in debt, which overall, hey, that's not actually that bad. I kind of want to make more of these videos for other countries which have more tech formation requirements, which I find to be arbitrary and ridiculous. For instance, maybe we'll see one with Germany, maybe one for Italy, and other tags which I can't really think of off the top of my head. But yeah, if you want to see more of those, then of course let me know in the comments down below. This is Corbett signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. As always, huge thank you to the wonderful people up on screen. Big shout out to Ben Greenhagen, Brennan Arsenault, Dire Avenger, Quiet Guy, Torvald, Bouncer Steve, Commander Natsuki, Robert Caleno, Rockbox 2020, Snow Raven, Chewy Shoot, and The Watcher for being particularly fantastic patrons this month. All of the people up here had access to this video early, so if you'd also like to have early access, then the Patreon link is in the description down below. And if you want to check out some more cool videos, then personally I recommend some of the ones that you're seeing on your screen right here.